Dear student, today let us discuss about globalization. Yesterday we have discussed about the privatization. In the earlier lesson we have discussed about the liberalization. Now the turn of globalization. Now, as you have studied in business studies in chapter number 3, business environment, and in class 10th also you have studied about the globalization. Global, the word global means whole of the world. It's not in making up India or making up. Now globalization is integration of Indian economy with whole of the global economy. That is called the globalization. Globalization means integrating the national economy with the world economy through the removal of barriers and international trade and capital movement. Now, due to globalization, now that is the in the present market you can see the uh, product manufactured by different countries are consumed within a country. Similarly, Indian made goods are also consumed throughout the world. So this is the globalization. Now globalization is generally understood to means integration of economy to the consumer with the world economy. However, it is a complex phenomenon. It is a outcome of set of various policies and aim to transform the world toward a greater interdependent and integration. As I was teaching you the chapter BOP and foreign exchange, I have told you a individual cannot produce all the goods and services required by him. Similarly, an economy, either it's Indian economy, or American economy, yeah, British economy or Chinese economy, all economies cannot produce all the goods and services required by them. So for interdependence, the globalization is required. Third, it involves creation of network and activities transcending economic, social, and geographical boundaries. In short, globalization aims to create a borderless world. Now there should be a no border. Either goods produced in one country slowly should move to another country, and similarly, that is called the globalization. Now changes made by the globalization in Indian economy. The Indian economic policy prepared a specified list of high technology and high investment priority industries in which automatic permission will be available for foreign direct investment up to 51% to foreign equity. Now, in this movement of the capital from one country to another country, you might be knowing, out of 8 lakh crore per day transaction in NSE and BSE, near about 30 or 40% of it consists of FII, foreign institutional investors. Means we can say our capital is means many of the foreign investor invest the money through our share market, that is BSE and NSE. Second, in respect of foreign technology agreement, automotive permission is provided in high priority industry up to a sum of rupees 1 crore. No permission is now required for hiring foreign technical or testing indigenously developed technology abroad. Now, with the help of globalization, technology transfer, I have told you in the various time in the previous chapters, India is lack in capital and the technique. Now Hero have adopted the technology of Honda, similarly Maruti and Suzuki, similarly all of the. Now technology transfer is easy with the help of globalization. Third, in order to make international adjustment of Indian currency, rupee had devalued in July 19 by nearly 20%. I have discussed this point also. 20% Indian currency have been depreciated. It stimulated export, discouraged import, and raised the influx of foreign capital. This I have told you. earlier. To integrate Indian economy with world, the Union Budget 1992-93 made Indian rupee partially convertible, and then the rupee was made fully convertible in 1994 budget, partially convertible to the dollar and fully convertible to the dollar from 1993 to 1994. Point number 5, a new 5 year export import policy 1990 to 97 was announced by the government to establish the framework of globalization. From the year 1992, a 5 year export import policy were introduced by the Indian government for encouraging foreign trade. The policy removed all restrictions, all barriers have been removed, and the controls of the external trade, and allowed market forces to play a greater role in respect of. Now market will play. If anything is expensive in India and cheaper in abroad, easily we can import the material, raw material, technique from the another country. Similarly, if any commodity is cheaper in compare of the world, we can easily export the commodity. In order to bring the Indian economy within the ambit of global competition, the government has modified the custom duty to considerable account. Now custom duty have been also controlled by the government. According, the peak rate of custom duty has been reduced from 250% to 10% in 2007 and 8 budget. Earlier 250% excise duty has been removed to reduced to 10% only in 2007 and 8 budget. Now let us see some positive and negative impact of globalization. First, now in favor. First, greater access to global market. Now a entrepreneur in India can sell his or its commodity to whole of the part of world, either it's Australia, New Zealand, Canada, USA, Brazil, and so many other countries. Second, advanced technology. If we are lacking the technique, we can purchase the technique, or we can purchase the technique either by joint venture or by patent right. That is advanced technology. Third, better future prospect for large industries of developing countries to become important player in the international arena. Now this, by this, many international, multinational companies have been born to different nation and as well as in India. Now negative point. Globalization, number first. Benefit of globalization acquire more to developed country. Definitely the benefit of the globalization more will be the developed country less than the developing country, or richer country will get the more benefit. Second, globalization compromises the welfare and identity of people belonging to poor people and poor countries, and it only is favorable. Globalization is only favorable to the richer section of the society and richer countries, not the poor one. Third, market driven globalization increases the economic disparity among the nations and people. It is also argued that due to globalization, richer countries are becoming more richer and poor are becoming more poorer, similar with the society as well as poor section is being more poor and the richer are getting more poor. Now this is the positive and the negative. Now let us discuss another word, that is outsourcing. That word also you might have studied in class 11, the business studies. Outsourcing. Outsourcing, in a simple word, we can say hiring the resources rather than purchasing it. Let us give you an example. If I want to, from Pithoragarh, I have a tour to Delhi. Instead of purchasing car and investing 10 lakh, 12 lakh and a driver and petrol, why should not I hire a taxi from Pithoragarh to Delhi? That easily can be done, and now no headache, and there is a no fear of accident though, and there are so many, that is called the outsourcing. Outsourcing is one of the important outcome of the globalization process, and with the help of globalization, now outsourcing is very much common to the different nation. It has intensified in recent time because of the growth of the fast modes of communication, particularly the growth of IT, transport and information technology increase the outsourcing. With the help of modern telecommunication link, the text voice visual data respect of these services is digitalized and transmitted in real time over continent and national boundaries. So with this also, with the help of fast means of communication, India has become a favorable destination of outsourcing for most of the MNC because of low wage rate. And remember, with our benefit is our population is vast and we have a cheap labor in whole of the world. Due to this, now most of the MNCs are the are attracting toward India, and it is the favorite destination. Availability of skilled manpower, we have the skilled manpower, we have the vast population. Indian business process outsourcing BPO companies are already gaining prominence and earning precious foreign exchange. And in Delhi and Mumbai you will see the many call centers. These are the outsourcing places. Some of the services outsourced to India include voice based BPO, known as BPO or call center. Second, record keeping. Third, accountancy. Fourth, banking services, music recording, film editing, book transcription, clinical advice. These are the some of the favorite services that is outsourced to India. For today, that is it's enough for today, and we will discuss the next chapter in the next class. Thank you and